Hey there, movie lovers. Welcome back to Rocky Watches Movies. Today we're revisiting the suspenseful road rage thriller Duel from 1971. Directed by Steven Spielberg, this feature-length TV movie proved you don't need big budgets to deliver big scares. It's a gripping tale of a man, a car, and a relentless truck, and it's brimming with behind-the-scenes intrigue. So buckle up as we drive through 20 things you never knew about Duel. The film was Steven Spielberg's debut into professional feature-length filmmaking. Before this, he was directing TV episodes for shows like Columbo and Marcus Welby, MD. Spielberg used the film to demonstrate his remarkable talent for storytelling and his mastery of suspense. Author and screenwriter Richard Matheson drew inspiration for his original short story, first published in the April 1971 issue of Playboy, from a real-life road rage encounter. On November 22, 1963, the day President John F. Kennedy was assassinated, Matheson had just finished a round of golf. While driving home in a daze after hearing the devastating news, he was aggressively tailgated by a truck driver. He initially pitched the concept to TV producers, but after facing repeated rejections, he decided to transform his experience into a short story. To capture the essence of the open road, he embarked on a drive from his home in Ventura, California, equipped with a voice recorder. He described the barren landscapes that he passed, and those vivid observations later found their way into the story. It was then Spielberg's secretary, Nona Tyson, who first discovered the story in Playboy and passed it along to her boss as a potential film project. I started laughing because she handed me a Playboy to read, Spielberg recalled. She said, "Don't look at the girls, read the short story, it's right up your alley." Tyson then investigated whether the movie rights to the story were available and learned that a teleplay was already in development at ABC and Universal, with producer George Eckstein. Spielberg arranged a meeting with Eckstein, bringing along a rough cut of his acclaimed Columbo episode, Murder by the Book. Eckstein was impressed by Spielberg's work and, after a follow-up meeting where Spielberg outlined his vision based on Matheson's screenplay, gave him the directing job. For the role of the hapless protagonist, David Mann, Spielberg personally chose character actor Dennis Weaver, inspired by his nervy, vulnerable performance as the timid hotel night manager in Orson Welles' 1958 classic, Touch of Evil. During filming, Weaver drove over 2,000 miles for his scenes and performed many of his own stunts, including the perilous phone booth sequence at the gas station, which he nailed in a single take. Reflecting on his experience with the then rookie director, the veteran actor later remarked, "I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I said, there's no reason for me to judge him because of his age. Let's see what he does." And he did extremely well. I think it's one of the most creative jobs he's ever done. The script dictated that the sinister, unnamed truck driver would remain unseen, with only insert shots of his arms and boots offering glimpses of him. With the truck itself serving as the film's true antagonist, Spielberg approached its selection like casting a lead actor, by holding an in-person audition. 7 different trucks were lined up on the Universal backlot, but Spielberg ultimately chose the 1955 Peterbilt 281. Its split windshield, rounded lights, and elegant hood gave the truck a menacing, almost face-like appearance that perfectly embodied the film's villain. For David Mann's car, Spielberg selected a small red Plymouth Valiant. Its size and bright colour not only made it stand out against the truck's bulk, but also contrasted sharply with the muted earth tones of the California desert landscape. The truck driver was portrayed by Carey Loftin, and when he asked Spielberg about his character's motivation for tormenting Weaver, Spielberg responded, "You're a dirty, rotten, no-good son of a bitch." Loftin, without missing a beat, replied, "Kid, you hired the right man." If you're enjoying the video, a subscribe to the channel would be your best defense against being run off the road by a psychotic truck. With just $400,000 and 10 days to shoot, Spielberg faced a tight budget and timeline. The schedule eventually stretched out to 13 days after the rookie director fell behind, but resourceful planning helped keep the production nearly on track. Instead of traditional storyboards, Spielberg plotted the entire journey of man and the truck driver on a massive drafting paper mural. The sheet detailed the route with notes marking each plot point, ensuring every moment of the chase was meticulously planned. Spielberg wasn't pleased when a lot of footage of the vehicles was reused in an episode of The Incredible Hulk, titled "Never Give a Trucker an Even Break." While the recycled footage was completely legal, since the show was also produced by Universal, it left Spielberg infuriated. If you watch the episode, it's basically Duel but with Bill Bixby playing David Mann. They used so much footage from the movie, it's a complete rip-off. Following this, Spielberg insisted that all his contracts protect shots from his movies being used as stock footage. Duel premiered on November 13th, 1971 as ABC's Movie of the Week and was an instant success. Its popularity earned Spielberg the chance to shoot additional scenes, including the school bus and railroad crossing sequences, extending the film to feature length for a theatrical release. At one point in the film, Spielberg makes an unintentional cameo. He is reflected in the telephone booth during the scene where David Mann is calling the police. He later admitted it was because he didn't have time to watch the dailies on such a tight schedule. Sharp-eyed viewers will spot the word flammable written on the back of the truck, yet when it plunges off the cliff at the end, it doesn't explode. The studio wanted a dramatic blast, but the director preferred a slower demise for the villain. In an interview, Spielberg recalled that George Eckstein told him after the network saw the film, they want to push the truck off the cliff and blow it up again. Spielberg explained why this was a terrible idea. He had worked hard to give the truck a slow, painful end, believing that's what the audience wanted. He told Eckstein, if the network insists on the explosion, they'll need another director because I'm not doing it. Eckstein fought for both of them, agreeing with Spielberg's vision. The same dinosaur roar-like sound that was used when the truck went over the cliff and met its demise was also used at the end of Jaws, when Bruce is sinking to the bottom of the ocean after having been blown up. During the intense chase, David Mann briefly thought he spotted a squad car when he saw a parked sedan. However, it turned out to be a service car for a pest exterminator named Grebleeps, Spielberg spelled backwards. Although originally made as only a TV movie, it received critical acclaim and earned 2 Emmy nominations, winning for Outstanding Achievement in Film Sound Editing. It was also nominated for the Best Movie Made for TV Golden Globe, but lost out to The Snow Goose. Spielberg and producer Eckstein told composer Billy Goldenberg that due to the tight schedule, he would need to write the music during filming. To help him understand what would be required, Goldenberg visited the production on location. Spielberg had him ride in the truck several times, which scared him at first, but he got used to it in the end. To give the impression of high speeds, Spielberg filmed the truck and car from low angles. For these intense shots, he borrowed the custom-built camera car from the 1968 Steve McQueen thriller Bullitt, which could position the camera just 6 inches off the ground. All the number plates are the trophies from previous victims that have been run off the road by the menacing truck, but I'm sure you had figured that one out all by yourself already. Parker Brothers adapted Duel into a board game, though it didn't sell well. As a result, copies have become extremely rare and hard to find. Spielberg hasn't forgotten how the success of Duel, which is considered one of the greatest television movies ever made, gave him the opportunity to direct Jaws, a film that would cement his reputation as one of Hollywood's most accomplished directors around. And there you have it, folks. You now know a little bit more about Duel. If you enjoyed the video, which I presume you did as you got this far, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos coming to Rocky Watches Movies. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.